Number 1. What are alpha calls? Before we begin to understand the deadly consequences of hearing Godzilla's call to arms, we need to understand the basics. What is an alpha titan? So far in the Monsterverse, we are acquainted with 4. Yes, 4 alpha titans. The first being Ghidorah, an invasive species whose goal was to terraform the Earth and destroy humanity. The second is Kong, a titan whose defiant nature and high levels of intelligence granted him alpha status in the Hollow Earth and Skull Island. The next alpha is, believe it or not, Mothra, also known as the Queen of the Monsters. When in moth form, Mothra is a co-alpha with Godzilla, meaning that she is the only other titan so far who has an exclusive alliance with Godzilla. And finally, the G-Man, our current alpha on the Earth's surface. One way to distinguish alpha titans out from the rest is the fact that they are not affected by another titan's alpha call. This call is usually a command broadcasted to other titans, giving them specific orders. The perfect example of this happened in 2019 during the events of King of the Monsters, where Ghidorah commanded all of the titans to rise from hibernation and destroy densely populated locations. This would eventually cause the complete annihilation of life on the Earth's surface. The only titans unaffected by this call were Godzilla, Mothra, and Kong. This alpha call can transmit different commands to titans as well, such as telling them to return to hibernation or to halt an assault on a target. But how exactly does this alpha call work? Number 2. How powerful is this alpha frequency? Some official sources provided by Monarch lets us know that Godzilla's roar can reach an astounding 174 decibels. To put this into perspective, 150 decibels is enough to tear your eardrums, and anything between 185 to 200 decibels is enough to kill you. So Godzilla's roar isn't something you want to be close to. Now let's talk about how loud an alpha roar would sound. In order for a sound to be heard or felt around the world, this call would have to be greater than the loudest sound ever recorded in history. Let's quickly travel back in time to August 7th, 1833, the day where the whole planet felt the destruction of an entire island thanks to this guy. This right here is, or was, a giant volcano that blew up, causing the immediate destruction of this entire perimeter. This blast was heard almost 3,000 miles away and felt all over the planet for 5 days straight. Even if you didn't hear it, you could have probably felt it due to spikes in atmospheric air pressure. So how loud should Godzilla's roar be? Well, there isn't an exact number, but it is said that Krakatoa was a whopping 310 decibels at the source. This sound is stronger than the one emitted by the Tsar bomb, which was approximately 214 decibels. Assuming that Godzilla got anywhere near this level, this would be more than enough to amplify its effect around the globe. Sound travels at around 766 miles, or 1,233 kilometers per hour, which means that it would take approximately 4 hours for all titans around the world to hear this call. Realistically, however, the roar would only be felt past the 3,000-mile distance range and take a total of up to 30-plus hours for the air pressure changes to be felt worldwide. If you are standing anywhere near Godzilla while he's roaring, you would probably be torn up from the shockwave, not to mention the other side effects such as air embolism if you somehow manage to survive the initial blast. If you are within 40 miles of this roar, then there's a chance you might feel a shockwave and suffer eardrum injuries. As we continue to compile data for our simulation, we need one last vital piece of info. What would be the real use of this alpha call? Number 3. What would trigger another Titan apocalypse? If anything were to piss Godzilla off, it would be an imbalance in nature. And in the Monsterverse, humans are really good at provoking this. In GVK, we saw that Apex Cybernetics was involved in the creation of Mecha Godzilla, a weapon that, in a way, resuscitated Ghidorah, the one Titan whose goal was to terraform the Earth. Additionally, the destruction of natural resources, the pollution of oceans, and so on could get to critical levels enough to anger Godzilla. Remember that this Alpha is the embodiment of the force of nature. It's his job to establish order and keep balance of power at equilibrium on the planet. But will this be the first time we see Godzilla perform his Alpha Roar? The answer is no. In the graphic novel Godzilla Dominion, we saw Godzilla call all the Titans to hibernation after dealing with some insubordinate Titans. If he can put them to sleep, you can be sure that the G-Man will wake them up. We are almost ready to simulate this scenario. Up next, what would this roar be similar to? Alpha roars have to consist of an arrangement of different wavelengths to be heard properly. Let's listen to Ghidorah's Alpha call. As you can see, this call starts out with low vibrations and ends with a higher pitch, which consists of all the different wavelengths necessary to be heard and felt by every single Titan, whether they were capable of hearing or not. Low-frequency sounds can actually be felt, not heard, by other animals, and in this case, Titans. We now have all the information necessary for the simulation. Coming up, Godzilla's Alpha Roar.
It is the year 2030, 6 years after the destruction of Hong Kong. During this time period, the Northern Pacific suffered severe oil contamination, causing massive loss of marine life. Antarctica's fauna population is on the brink of eradication due to receding ice sheets, and failed resolutions between Monarch and the UN resulted in the Titans falling under complete military jurisdiction. All remaining contained Titans are scheduled for termination. Monarch outposts are reporting strange behavior originating from an undesignated location in the mid-Pacific. Combined military forces surround the area encircling Titanus Gojira. Is strong enough to damage nearby ships, disrupt their communication systems, and inflict a severe number of casualties. Radiation signatures in all Titan enclosures in the surrounding area begin to rise. The first Titan breach report suggests that the remaining Titans will now show hostile behavior. 3 additional Titans begin to arise. The alert is given to all containment facilities to execute all Titans. The failed termination attempts manage to wake the Titans. It will be several hours before they detect Godzilla's command to exterminate Earth. While a few lesser Titans are successfully terminated, the remaining stronger Titans would have detected the eradication order from the Alpha within hours. The nations of the world join forces one last time to confront the Titan assault. The final war for planet Earth has begun.
What else do you think would happen if Godzilla unleashes his Alpha Roar? Let us know in the comments. Thanks again to World of Warships for sponsoring this video, and remember to use this before you play. Thank you for watching, folks, and we'll see you in the next... What was that? In the next video. Whatever that might be. Oh, jeez.
Okay, that was actually pretty cool. Man, I wish we got to hear Godzilla's Alpha Roar in the movie. That would actually be pretty cool if we heard Godzilla do an Alpha Roar, kind of like what King Ghidorah did. But oh well, it is what it is. So, anyways, hope you guys enjoyed the video. As always, I will see you guys in the next video. Bye bye.